All right, folks, it's 6 o'clock. Welcome to tonight's July the 8th, I believe it is, council meeting. So with that, I just would like to start off with acknowledging that tonight again we're gathered on Treaty 5 territory, which is the traditional lands of our neighbors, the Opaskwayak Cree Nation, as well as many other Cree, Dene Cree, and Oji-Cree people, as well as the homeland of the Red River Métis Nation. With this, I will call the meeting to order. Just as a note, Councillor Ward and Councillor Manich both sent their regrets tonight, and they're both excused. They unfortunately had other commitments to come up tonight, but as always, they will catch up. So with that, we should have somebody have a resolution to adopt the agenda.
We have one addition to the agenda.
A couple of additions.
A couple?
Yeah, I have a couple more.
Okay, so this one,
Yeah.
the report for the safety officer.
And also, I would like to add that discussion in committee of whole on fire agreements and recycling. The RM was reached out to me, so just to make a plan for that.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, resolved that the agenda be adopted as amended.
Call the question, all in favor? Opposed, seeing none, so there's so many votes here. There's 4. Okay, 4. All right. Confirmation of the minutes.
Moved by Councillor Atkinson, second by myself, resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting on June 25th, 2024 be hereby approved. All statutory declarations have been complied with.
Any questions with regards to the minutes? Seeing none, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? None carried. Okay, recognition period. Anybody have any recognition before we move on? Yes.
Just like to compliment yourself and the members who helped you with Canada Day. It was a smashing success. So good template for next year to build on. So great job.
No, thanks. Yeah, no, it was a great team effort there for sure. It was nice to see. It was good to see some energy in our community, and it was really nice to see all 3 communities working together on Canada Day.
I concur. I wasn't able to make it down from the fireworks, but I sure heard them. They were going for a good 10 minutes there, 15 minutes, so it was nice to see our village community plus everybody else.
Yeah,
No, it was a success.
So money, club, and smoke.
yeah. 21 minutes I measured, I recorded the time. It was 21 minutes long, and it was non-stop action for the entire 21 minutes. It was quite amazing. I'm not a big fireworks fan, but this year I did partake in them, and they were quite spectacular.
I agree.
And lots of people down there.
I agree. They were
It was
amazing.
packed. Great job by the Rotary, organizing, getting everybody in and out of there. I know I ran into Ken Whaley, and he was saying that there had to be over 1,000 people there. Like there was cars when you stand with them. As far as you can see around in all of the streets, there was cars right back from one end to the other. Yeah, it was really good.
And each person probably had at least 5 mosquitoes on them.
Oh yeah, there was they showed up as well. The mosquitoes, they took partake. Although when the fireworks was going on and we were sitting in the grandstand, there was no mosquitoes. It was, I think, a little bit of a breeze came up and it was good. So, no, well done by everybody looking for bigger and better. The next big event is the musical ride coming up at the end of July. The Ag Ground, there's a musical ride. And then also, I think there's a few other events happening. OCN, I just got some correspondence about their fishing derby they're talking about having.
Indigenous Day.
And yeah, and then Opaskwayak Indigenous Day is coming up in the middle of August, so lots of things happening there. Great communities. I guess the only other thing I just want to pass on, I'm glad Sam's here. I've had multiple people approach me this week about the reaction of the town with regards to the storm, and said that they were very happy to see the town employees very active when the storm was just as it was finishing, but also working hard to clear all the drains and stuff, and that wasn't just from one employee. So please pass on. I know, Sam, it's very easy for us to come up with the things that never are not going so good, but there's a lot of good things going on too, and so please pass on our thank you to the guys.
A couple of those areas that were clearing out, I didn't know if the guys should have life jackets or waders.
Yeah. Well, I had to go for a little ride just because out of curiosity, but it was absolutely bonkers for sure. Is there any other recognition for anybody out there?
Just a reminder that Maple Leaf is in town and they're doing the road repairs.
Okay. Anything else, Councilor? Okay, citizen period. I don't see anybody here today, unfortunately, but as we always like to see, and I'm sure there's a lot of people watching online, I mean, the best place to get your information with regards to council is at citizen period. You're welcome to come and talk to us anytime you'd like to chat. That's further on the agenda.
Just for citizens period though, I'm not on Facebook, but I understand there was a lot of activity with regards to the Skippy-L. And just talking to Wola, this report, 60-page report that was done in 2020, stated the disrepair of the boat at that time. That is on our website. So that was 4 years ago, so it couldn't be any better, obviously. So just people have questions, they were wondering about the condition of it. Online, read the report.
Yeah, I did sort of respond to, just to put that out there, Councillor, exactly what you just said. This wasn't a snap decision made by council, and we didn't take it lightly, so much as that when it did come up in December of 2018, we spent some time just trying to figure out what we were going to do at that time. We had commissioned that report. That report came out, and even between 2020 and 2024, we were still trying to figure out if we could do anything. So it's unfortunate that it was got this way, but again, this goes back to making sure we're managing our assets, because this didn't happen overnight. This happened for 20 or 30 years of neglect. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. And like I said, we communicate as best we can through council meetings. I know that there was multiple articles in the newspaper over this as well, and I think I've probably spoke about it on the radio 3 or 4 times. So, but we, I guess in just one step back on that, and just that day, maybe we could have gave a notice in our website just to say we're going to take it down on this day to give people an opportunity to take pictures or more. But I think we gave enough. I'm just trying to be nice. I know we gave enough heads up, so.
That's all you want, people tie themselves to it.
Yeah.
I echo what you say, and on top of it being in the paper and all that, it's been a standing item on our agenda for over a year.
Yeah.
We've talked about it, I don't know how many times, just as council alone, and when previous councils, so I hope it's a good learning lesson for people to pay attention to what goes on in council meetings, and just to peruse the agenda and see about it.
Yeah, and again, it's on that report is on our agenda again tonight, just so everybody can see it. But keep in mind, this sort of goes back to the investments we have to have in our community and ensuring that we're protecting our assets, like swimming pools, where we've spent a lot of money and time. And one big example of that right now is the project we're doing for a dehumidifier that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like $800,000. And so that's an asset management protection. If we don't do that, we would be in the same position as other communities, and we would be not having a swimming pool. That goes for the same thing for the arena, the work that was done in the arena with the compressor, the condensers. So, those type of things are happening all the time. Our libraries, our museums are active on our asset management list that we need to protect. And it's like the road renewal that's going on today. That's exactly what has happened, is that we're spending $1.5 million, but we need to keep spending that money, and it's cost money. And if we don't, we have the Skippy-L situation arise. So, okay, so enough of that, I guess. Thanks for bringing that up, Councillor. Where else am I now? Nothing from citizen. Bylaw 8.1, road naming bylaw.
Resolution number 2024-140, moved by Councillor Hopper, seconded by myself. Resolved that bylaw number 4647, being a bylaw of the town of the Paw to name the road within the MMF subdivision on Bell Avenue, and to repeal bylaw number 4645 be read at first time.
Yeah, so what happened there was just a clerical or an error on how we were writing it. We had forgotten to put the name of the actual road name onto the bylaw. It has to be included in there, so the name of the road is Mayor Way, but now when I read this.
This is just a repeal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so call the question. Oh, okay. 4-0 against, carried, sorry about that. Okay. Okay. It's first reading, 8.1. This is it.
That's what we
This is the first reading, yeah, so this wasn't to repel, that's exactly what I thought. Okay, so that's done. The first reading has been completed, and we will have the second and third readings at our next meeting.
But the name of the street is...
Yeah, it is actually, the name is not on the actual bylaw, on the first reading bylaw, but it's actually in the bylaw.
In the bylaw.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it says that
Okay.
it's being named Mayor Way.
Okay. I still got that.
Yeah. Perfect, so that's good, so we don't have to visit that again. There's nothing else other than we go to 931 Youth Conference resolution. That's it.
Resolution number 2024-141, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Hopper. Resolved the council authorizes a donation in the amount of $500 to the Youth Conference Thunder Voice. Use your voice, it's powerful.
Yeah, that was this past weekend. Sounds like they had a good turnout, but I know our friend Greg Personius always does a great job with the youth. So, and I know I talked to Joe Foria on the weekend. He also was down there providing no thanks, I'm good to talk to the youth, so that's great. Call the questions. All in favor? Opposed? None? Carried. Point of accountable executive.
Resolution number 2024-142, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson. Resolved the council appoint the CAO as the accountable executive for the Paw Airport.
And again, this is a regulation change because of some of the changes happening within our organization, so we have to appoint somebody, and our CAO has been appointed. So call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay. Audio equipment for council chambers.
Resolution number 2024-143, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson. Resolved that council authorize the purchase of OWL system for council meetings.
Something we've been talking about for quite some time. This will improve the quality of our video feed and as well as the sound, which will be a big help. So call the question. All in favor?
Just not questions, more, I guess it's a question. Is there like an ETA when that would be coming? Are we down the line, or are we going to kind of start?
Like a couple weeks. Yeah, that's what I think they were talking. Yeah. Okay, so call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, Command 1 and Rapid Response Unit repairs.
Moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson. Resolved the council authorize an additional $8,000 operating for the Command 1 repairs, and an additional $3,000 from operating for the rapid response repairs. That was discussed at the previous council.
Yep. Any further questions on this? So call questions. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none. Carried. Payroll bills and accounts.
Resolution number 2024145, moved by myself, second by Councillor Atkinson, resolve the council authorize the following accounts. Pay period number 13, the amount of $133,914.27. General checks number 31432 to 31489, the amount of $376,008.84. EFTs, the amount of $71,259.88.
Any questions?
Just one question, there was I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier, Crime Stoppers, what do we pay Crime Stoppers for?
You know what, I don't know.
13,
Isn't it, I think that has something to do with the 911 or something.
Yeah.
Numbers at the driveway.
Oh, yeah, maybe, that was maybe the numbers for, we can get Laura to find out more, just quickly look.
Okay.
This says 2000 and,
I think it's an annual kind of.
yeah.
Okay.
All question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Management yearly increase, oh, here we go. Sam's here for this.
Resolution number 2024-146, moved by myself, second by Councillor Hopper. Whereas Section 4.3.1 of Policy P-953, non-union employee total compensation states that non-union employees are eligible for an annual increase subject to budget approval and dependent on the town of the Paw's financial situation. And whereas the CAO is to recommend an increase to council, and any increase is to be passed by resolution each year. Therefore, be it resolved, the council authorize the cost of living allowance increase at a rate of 3% effective January 1, 2024 for all administration and managers of the town of the Paw.
Yeah, this, I mean, again, this is just their annual increase. I think we're a little bit late on it, to be honest with you. There's other staff that already received theirs, so I see no concerns. I personally have no concerns. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll call the question.
Just one question, and it just kind of occurred to me now. We got on the agenda the wage increase cost is, I believe, not public. And I'm just curious why you didn't have that public since there's no means to it or anything like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I didn't actually realize that. And it should, when I went through it, I thought it was actually public information because I think it was like $18,000 difference or something. 28, yeah, like. Yeah, it's financials are open to the community, but I don't see that in there.
There's a,
No, there's just a lock beside it
I think that
by the
means,
attachment.
yeah, I think that just means that the public
Yeah.
can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hawk means the public can't see it.
Yeah, $28,000. No, it should be unlocked. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah, that part, but like on the agenda, I don't believe the public can see it on the weekend. I believe the public should be able to see it.
Yeah, so just for the public's information, the increase that we're not talking about here is $28,610.09. This is included in the budget already for this year, and it's already been accounted for, so. But yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm not sure why maybe we're looking for them. So, any further questions with that? Call question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Except for Sam's, right? Sam's, we're going to split sides.
Thank you so much.
4 minutes, but 1% each.
I'll share it.
Okay. No, I mean, our staff deserve that. They've been, like I said, we got a lot of things happening. Boards and committee, boards and reports. Museum board, there's nobody on that right now, right? I guess we'll have to appoint that at some time. Chamber of Commerce, Councillor Manich is away tonight. CDC meetings on Monday. Destination Marketing, Councillor Ward's away. Cedar Lake, Councillor Atkinson.
Our annual general meeting will be on July the 26th. And we also have a meeting July the the 25th is, no, pardon me, the 24th and the 25th of July is when our meetings are.
Okay.
So the AGM will be the 25th, and I'll send out the invites for
Okay, perfect, yeah.
whoever would like to come. You bet.
Recycling board, Councillor Hopper?
No report. I'm not sure if I missed the meeting when I was away for surgery or if the meeting's in July 25th. I didn't receive any agendas, so I'm assuming it's still July 25th.
July 25th. Library board,
Meeting is on Thursday.
KSD committee,
We haven't met.
and our youth councillor is vacant right now, so I look forward to getting a new councillor, I expect in the fall. Okay. Let me just go to my sheet here. Any other updates for mayor or for any councillors? I can tell you, I think I sent you guys a copy on an email. I did have a discussion with the Minister of Health on my request of a meeting on July the 9th. We've been asking for a meeting since January the 19th. From what my understanding is, there was some confusion in her office about who was supposed to respond or something like that. She was looking into it. I did continue to advocate for the healthcare requirements in our community, and I also got a call from our MLA on the next day, and I shared my concerns with that as well. And I also talked about the increase in crime and the issues that are happening right now within our community. And with both, as well as on the Sunday previous, we met with Nikki Ashton. She asked to meet me for breakfast or coffee, and so myself and Dave, and I asked Carrie, our Deputy Mayor Atkinson, to attend. I did share my concerns about our area. When I say our area, I'm speaking for the pod, but I know maybe it's still happening in the other communities as well. I think Councillor Novo has also mentioned, but we're being left out. The federal government and the provincial government, there's been zero announcements in our area. We've had no contact by any of our representatives, and it's becoming quite frustrating. And as much as where we are even going beyond that and still not getting any contact, so I think we're pretty clear on what the message was. While we were talking to the MP Ashton, we did share our concerns with the RCP and the RCP costing models and the whole works of that. We talked about infrastructure and economic development, about the challenges municipalities have with regards to how grant systems work, and it's hard to, when you're already at a point where your taxation is so high that it's hard to actually even borrow more money to even go after good projects, because it's going to drive the taxation even higher. So she understood, and hopefully the message got delivered. So that was sort of the big events of from the last few weeks, and then like I said, we've talked about this Skippy-O. We do have a call-in show planned for July 19th. We'll do some advertisement. Okay, if there's nothing else, no unfinished business, I guess we need to decide, and I'm thinking October now is probably the best time for us to have a town hall meeting. I want us to pick a date, so I will just select a date with Bola. We'll try to make it. What we'll do is we'll develop an agenda there so that we can, and we will send some dates around within our own council first, just to make sure everybody can make it, so there's not something crazy going on. But we really need to get our strategic plan out in front of our community members to show that we're actively managing a plan. We also need to have our departments really share sort of the continuous improvement initiatives that are going on and some of the successes we have, and then also provide an opportunity for our community more to come on that. The Lido Theater, as we mentioned with many people over the last little while, this is not a town of the pod delay, this is an insurance delay. We need to really, I know our administration is working as diligently as possible to get that moved forward. I know that our public works people and our municipal superintendent is ready to do the work right as soon as they give us word. But this is an actual insurance delay. But it's getting to a point now where I think that this should be escalated beyond whoever we're talking to, because this is ridiculous that we've been waiting this long. We've got a downtown that's a key part of our community. It's got a major mark against us because we have this pile of rubble there, and whoever the boss of the boss of the boss of the insurance, we need to get to that person and tell them that enough's enough, and let's move on, because this is beyond ridiculous now. And I also believe, Bola, once we know who this person is, if you could provide me with their contact number, and I will also send a letter on behalf of council to say how we are completely, just not disturbed, but disappointed in the pace that this is going.
Well, there's 3 buildings, Lido, legal aid, dental, and downtown core, we got places that are shells that are,
Yeah.
Everybody involves insurance company. We need to either have our legal department, lawyer, send some forceful letters in, and there's got to be some accountability.
No, I completely agree with you, and I know we've touched bases with 2 of the owners a couple of months ago, but I do agree with you, Councillor. Maybe that needs to be tied into more, maybe we just have to take the building down and pay for it and put it on his taxes, and maybe it ends up coming back to maybe we end up losing money because it costs $70,000 to get a $40,000 lot, but it's still our
We have to do something.
Yes, I mean, I completely agree, so.
Is insurance also going to be paying for any costs that we're incurring while this is all going on, such as if the fire department has to go and spray the area down because of asbestos and all that? Are they going to be paying that when this is all done?
I would assume that we're keeping track of all
Yeah,
costs.
we're keeping track of it. We've been lucky, well, not lucky, we had some wet weather, but it has dried. So,
Yeah, and I just want to make sure that when we talk about asbestos, this is a very low-level asbestos class, and that the management plan for this right now is approved by the government, and we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing. But yeah, if we can get that tomorrow, Bola, I will send a letter immediately, and then as well, I do have some connections at that Western Financial that we can, through AMN, I can talk to them. Okay, so that's what that, so just for everybody to know, as well as the structural assessment is there, like we said. Under correspondence, just moving there, is we've got a request for seeking support for the upcoming first annual OCN First Nations Officer Youth Fishing Derby. That's going to be at OID Park. Some significant prizes and stuff, so I'll pass this over to Bola to bring forward an actual recommendation on what we need to do there. There's a homecoming I got with regards to wellness. So I will attend and bring greetings on August the 3rd, unless something else happens. And then I do have a report from MMSM on recycling. If anybody wants to read it, I'll leave it here for everybody's information. You want it? Oh, sorry, I didn't know you wanted it.
I think we all do probably. Yeah.
You want that? Okay. And that's all I had for correspondence at this time.
It's an annual report.
Yeah, that's what I said. Didn't I say? MMSN annual report. So it's not town specific, it's an overall collection for the province. Okay, managers reports. Everybody had a chance to read this managers report? Again, I appreciate the time that everybody puts into making that report out. I would also encourage our community members to, this is a report that's produced by our staff, managers, and consolidated by our CAO, and it's done monthly, and it gives an idea on all of the great things that are happening within our municipality and what our people are working on. So it's, if you get a chance, you should take a read of that, and it'll be able to help you.
And quite enjoy reading it every time we get it. I really appreciate it. It shows all the work that our managers and employees are doing. Probably the only question I have is, can we get it earlier in the future? Because some of that stuff on there will be 2 months old by the time we're seeing it.
Yeah, this is, it's the first meeting in July. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, I don't disagree with that.
Also, you see the fire department reports, the kind of high-level reports on a monthly basis in terms of the number of incidents. So just look at that as well. We have the fire department reports in policies and additional reports as well.
Yeah, that's the next thing on the agenda.
No, I think it's a good report, but yeah, the sooner it's always better. But, if there's no questions with that, let me just get back to my file. Fire incident type, so our fire chief Byron is actually did a little bit of a summary. So if you look at the first page, there are 25 incidents from the beginning in June. And then different types of incidents. So the biggest things were false alarms, 5 of them. And they also had 5 fires and 5 rubbish or grass fires where there was no dollar loss. And a couple 4 smoke detectors, so good 2 vehicle accidents. So that's a good report.
My only question around this report would be what special duty is. Like, would that be like a parade
What was the question?
or something like that? Like attending a parade? Like, I just don't know what special
Maybe.
duty is.
We could ask him. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I would,
otherwise this is great. It's nice to see.
They were part of that, what is, I think Ray Harvey's,
oh,
they were in
Oh, okay. That could be that as well.
part of the
Like it's an
Oh,
art
yeah.
guard or, okay.
That's probably something along those lines.
That would make sense.
and then you can see on the next page, sort of who they just have the numbers there, of who the fire people are, what kind of shows you the number of hours they're putting in, so it's a great support to our community. Okay, citizen period. Oh, there's still nobody here, so we will move on to moving into committee of the whole.
Resolved that we do now move ourselves into the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy and the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention.
Okay, we'll jump down to 14.3.1, issue sheet from the CAO, and this is to appoint the senior elections official, which is a legislative requirement or a regulatory requirement, part of the municipal election act. And you have to appoint one when you have an election, and I think Paul is suggesting to go with Julie Fothergill. I support that fully. She's got the experience. She's able to do it. And so just everybody's information, what ends up happening is that once we appoint the senior election official, that's the requirement of council. We make this resolution to do that, and then, which we should have had tonight. We should have actually put it on the both at the same time, but Well, we appoint her as the senior election official, and now she takes care of it from there.
We still can go back to the report on
Oh, I think we should actually, so have it, so we don't waste any time. We don't want to wait another 2 weeks to,
the ones, both of the text to
you
it.
guys have any objection on that?
No.
Okay, so we'll make a resolution, so when we come back out of the committee of the whole to make that resolution tonight and then move forward. So, like I said, so now our job's done, we appoint the election official will work to select a date, take care of all the paperwork, make sure that they've done all the advertisements, making sure everybody's following the rules, run the election, do all the closeout paperwork, and then move on from there, so.
And there's only one reading that's needed for that.
Yes, we just have to make a resolution, that's it.
Just in case Donald was in that election night looking for more votes or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, so what that's, I think we all support that, that's good. Surplus equipment, great that, I think this is what we should be doing anyways, we're getting some visibility of how we auction equipment.
So for this, is this just surplus equipment we have, or is this also the auction where we auction off the bikes we collected and all that kind of stuff as well?
I
Yeah.
think it's for everything, yeah.
Okay.
But basically, this is just to amend it because of when this was created, I don't think we had a social media.
Yeah, no, I know it's just from them, and I was asking for clarification of what exactly is on this.
Yeah, so again, it's really about bringing visibility to the auction so that all community members have an opportunity to buy something. Okay, so that seems good, we'll get that fixed up. Moving on to 1433, so I put this in here, quality improvement committees, so this is really to make sure that we improve engagement and support between council and administration, ensuring that that there's clarity on what the community members' expectations are, understand and address any barriers, improve community clarity on projects, all that sort of stuff. So what I'm suggesting is that we create those 6 committees. The CAO corporate report, that's would be myself and I would say the deputy mayor, but the mayor and somebody else. I put that in there, but there's the protective services where we have they review bylaws, safety, fire, personnel committee where we review grievances, performance, recognition programs, safety committees, etc. Infrastructure and maintenance, so again, understanding the current challenges, progress, continuous improvement, those type of things. Finance, again, review spending, cost and savings initiatives, continuous improvement opportunities, reviewing our reserves, those type of things, and then wellness and recreation. So what I'm saying is that the meetings should be held at least once a month, and that there's 2 or more counselors and the department managers, and the purpose of the meeting will communicate and give feedback, expectations of the community, links to strategic plan, understand barriers, review initiative programs, CI progress, challenges, improve and support, requires required in KPIs, and that we limit the meeting to be 90 minutes, so it's a mandatory hard stop. There's no, we have to be efficient, and we're not going to sit here and spend 4 hours at a meeting, and that the first meeting should really involve setting up an agenda, and I would be willing to help anybody who wants to do that. So what I'm suggesting we do is we bring forward a resolution at our next meeting, at our next council meeting, to establish these committees first, and then we can decide at our meeting after that who should sit on these committees. Again, this is not hard and fast, it's just a starting point.
Well, I think it's a good idea. It kind of goes back to where committee of the whole was previously, where we're meeting with managers, we're meeting with council members, and see exactly what's happening on the ground. The one area that we, as we know, we have to be careful with reviewing grievances. We're hands off council. We're getting a report on a grievance. We're not interacting on, commenting on a grievance particularly.
Although the collective agreement tells us that we're supposed to have a committee that actually, at some point, we're in part of that.
If it goes to that.
Yeah, if it goes in. But absolutely, it's not about discussing employees or union sort of things. It's just to understand when I say grievances, is if the employees are mad because they, I don't know, we said something, then we can at least try to fix it.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, so we'll bring that. Is any other questions with that? Okay, so we can bring a resolution for that next meeting. So the next one is going to probably take a little bit more discussion. So from those committees, what I'm suggesting is that this is where we have to make this connection with the entire council and our staff to ensure that we're sort of one team here at the town. So what I'm suggesting is that we need to change our second meeting of each month to a 4 p.m. start. And this is to accommodate managers so that we can have them attend our meetings. And what I'm saying is that we adjust our council agenda at that meeting to move the agenda at the very start of the meeting so that we can actually get the updates, department updates from the actual council or the manager. So this is sort of split up. I think that I would say to Bola that the managers are always welcome to come to our meetings. This meeting, at any meetings they're welcome to come to, but these ones specifically they would be. And what I would say is on the odd months we group sort of wellness protective services together, and on the odd months, even months, we do finance and infrastructure, which typically a lot of that links anyways because infrastructure spends a lot of money. And then we have a personnel review as required. So this is not something, but you may have to be in camera. So again, just when we were talking about this, is how do we bring visibility to our staff of all the good things that they're actually doing in the community and what they're doing for the town of the Palm. And yeah, so I think this is, sort of meets our approachable, fiscally responsible. So I don't know how everybody feels about this, but
Well, it kind of goes back to committee of the whole separate, just a smaller version. I think we'll be good. All about communication.
now I know this 4 p.m. start is going to be maybe a little bit of a struggle from time to time, but I think that it's important for us to respect our staff's sort of personal time as well.
Will it be beyond more of a challenge for myself? I work till 4:30, so
Okay.
I would be missing, by the time I get out of work, and even if I came straight here, I'd be missing about 45 minutes of 30 seconds.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions?
5 p.m. start.
Or 4:30 start? 4:45 start? Like I just trying to reduce that impact on the staff, right? Because some of our staff are going to want to get home.
For myself, Mondays is a tough day Mondays is just a tough day, right? Trying to get here, and sometimes when we have to 5 p.m., it's just hard to get here because Monday's Monday.
Let's do
But,
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock?
Keep the agenda on track, and it shouldn't, just keep it on track.
Can we try 5 for a while? Can we trial it?
If it'll work, yeah.
Well, again, this is really trying to make it work for our staff, right? So maybe what we'll do is we'll make that adjustment to 5. Maybe what we can ask Bola is to review this at the next manager's meeting that she has with her staff to see how they feel about it. And again, this is not about us directing our staff. This is about giving our staff the opportunity to show the good stuff that's being done and us to be able to support them. So. Okay, so we'll make that a change to 5, but we'll take it away from Bola to talk to the staff. Okay, a couple other things before we get to the committee before we go into camera. Councillor Hopper, we put this June 20th report. Did you want to go through this, or you want me to go through it?
This one here?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so since we've started in creating a CSO program, just so people want to know what's actually happening. And so there has been some parking tickets issued, 25 of them to be exact. We've given some warning tickets with regards to uncut grass and derelict vehicles, so there's been 3 reports on that. So a total, this is a start, a total of 28 for June. We hope to actually bring this, we hope to make this more of a public document so people can see this as well as other things so that they can see that we are trying to address those type of items. Again, when it comes to uncut grass, I know there's a lot of concerns and we can issue written letters and those type of things, but it's really a long road for us to be able to make much of an impact on that. So we ask our community members to please try to do your best to keep care of your yards. Okay. And then I had
Just one comment. I definitely don't want to venture into telling people what to do, but we have something done to ensure that all of the signage is up, or where parking is and isn't permitted.
Can we get a review of that? So that's maybe more we can have, make sure that we're not giving tickets out where there's no tickets to be had. Well, Sam gave you one one time and I had to explain to him, but well, he didn't actually give it to me, he gave it to somebody else. Okay.
Just didn't like total rates. It's
yeah, that's right too.
Yeah.
No, I know. And then I had one thing too, and I forgot what I was going to bring up. Oh, the RM of, so the RM reached out to me. They want to talk about the fire agreements. Neil called me, or Reeve Scott called me. Wants to talk about fire agreements and the recycling. He himself, myself, their CAO, our CAO, 2 councillors, and 2 councillors for them. So if who's interested in being involved in that? Okay, so I can tell you this is probably going to happen during the mornings and working times, because that's what they're asking for. Well, the first one's going to be he asked if we could have, if for their schedules around 10 o'clock, sort of in the morning, 9 o'clock.
Is there our agreement right now we have, obviously, is there a close date on it? Is it time period or is it just an open agreement? The fire department agreement?
Well, I think it continues.
There's a term to it, I think it continues until.
Yeah.
They roll over, even if it was a December 31st, the 2021 date, it'll continue to roll over.
Okay, so it's just,
Yeah.
they want to do some updates to it, or?
Well, we did the updates actually in the last council, and we submitted the updates to the RM. There just hasn't been any traction on it.
They're just getting back to you now?
Yeah, so they said, let's get together, because I think this year they actually got an invoice for the new rates, and that may have actually triggered them to say we should talk about it.
Okay.
So okay, so there'll be the 3 of us, and then if one of us can't make it, then I'm sure we can cover it off somehow. And so I will send Neil, I will let you know tomorrow, and you can talk to Jerry, and we can get a meeting set up.
Okay, and if you can't make it, I can make it.
Yeah.
Because I remember the fire agreement when we sat down with everybody and went over it.
Okay, so with that said, and I don't think we need any resolutions or anything for that kind of stuff. We're just meeting with the. Yeah. So before we go to in camera, let's come back to our regular meeting, come out of committee of the whole, and let's do this resolution.
You want to go back, go to camera and go back to the council meeting?
We have, do you want to go, should we go into camera first and then come back? Okay, let's go into camera first then. Let's
Then
go.
we go back to our.
Then we'll go back to the regular council.
Okay. Understood.
Yep.
So then, resolve that we do now move ourselves into the in-camera portion of the committee of the whole with Mayor Murphy and the chair to discuss matters requiring our attention.
Yeah, so just for our viewing public, no, there won't be any, there's no real actions that come out of, or resolutions that come out of in-camera, it's a discussion. And the only resolution that will be coming after this section of the meeting will be the resolution we talked about of appointing Julie Fothergill as our senior election officer. So with that, hope everybody has a great night.